In this video, we are going to know about the story of a famous martial artist, actor, and philosopher who is none other than Bruce Lee. Lee was a hero because he introduced the ancient Chinese martial arts of Kung Fu to America. Lee was relentless in his own commitment and passion for the sport, believing in the combination of physical and mental strength. No one could move with the speed, energy, and precision of Bruce Lee. He became, in consequence, a kind of dream hero. So, without wasting our time, let's get into this video. Hi friends, welcome to our channel AGT Videos. Bruce Lee was born in San Francisco, California, to a Chinese father and a Chinese German mother. He and his family moved to Hong Kong shortly after his birth. Growing up, Bruce often found himself as the victim of bullying. By the time he was 13 years old, after having been severely beaten by a local street gang, Bruce decided that it was time for him to fight back and began to get trained extensively in Kung Fu at a school taught by Sifu Ip Man, a master of Wing Chun system of Kung Fu. For 5 years, Bruce studied diligently and became very proficient. He greatly revered Ip Man as a master and wise man and frequently visited with him in later years. Bruce was also a terrific dancer, and in 1958 he won the Hong Kong Cha-Cha Championship. In addition to his studies, Kung Fu and dancing, Bruce was also a child actor under the tutelage of his father, who must have known from an early age that Bruce had a streak of showmanship. By the time he was 18, he had appeared in 20 films. At the age of 18, Bruce was looking for new vistas in his life, as were his parents, who were discouraged that Bruce had gotten into some trouble fighting and had not made more progress academically. In April of 1959, with $100 in his pocket, Bruce boarded a steamship in American President's Line and began his voyage to San Francisco. Bruce then traveled to Seattle, where a family friend, Ruby Cho, had a restaurant and had promised Bruce a job and living quarters. By now, Bruce had left his acting and dancing passions behind and was intent on furthering his education. He enrolled at Edison Technical School, where he fulfilled the requirements for the equivalent of high school graduation, and then enrolled at the University of Washington. At the university, Bruce majored in philosophy. His passion for Kung Fu inspired a desire to delve into the philosophical underpinnings, and many of his written essays during those years would relate philosophical principles to certain martial arts techniques. Bruce supported himself by teaching Kung Fu, having by this time given up working in the restaurant, stuffing newspapers, or various other odd jobs. The small circle of friends that Bruce was teaching encouraged him to open a real school of Kung Fu and charged a nominal sum for teaching in order to support himself while attending school. Bruce and Linda were married in 1964. Leaving his Seattle school in the hands of Taki Kimura, Bruce and Linda moved to Oakland, where Bruce opened his second school with James Lee. In 1964, Bruce was challenged by some Kung Fu men from San Francisco who objected to his teaching of non-Chinese students. Bruce accepted the challenge, and the men arrived at the noon in Oakland on the appointed day for the face-off. The terms were that if Bruce were defeated, he would stop teaching the non-Chinese. It was a short fight, with his opponent giving up when Bruce had him pinned to the floor. Even though he had won, he was winded and discouraged about his inability to put the man away in under 3 minutes. This marked a turning point for Bruce in his exploration of his martial art and enhancement of his physical fitness. Bruce was devoted to physical culture and trained devotedly. It was actually his zealousness that led to an injury that was to become a chronic source of pain for the rest of his life. On a day in 1970, without warming up, something he always did, Bruce picked up a 125-pound barbell and did a good morning exercise, severely injuring his back. After much pain and many tests, it was determined that he had sustained an injury to the fourth sacral nerve. He was ordered to complete bed rest and told that undoubtedly he would never do Kung Fu again. For the next 6 months, Bruce stayed in bed. It It was an extremely frustrating, depressing, and painful time, and a time to redefine goals. It was also during his time that he did a great deal of the writing that has been preserved. After several months, Bruce instituted his own recovery program and began working, gingerly at first, and gradually built up his strength. In 1970, when Bruce was getting his strength back from his back injury, he took a trip to Hong Kong with son Brandon, age 5. Hong Kong producer Raymond Cho contacted Bruce to interest him in doing 2 films for Golden Harvest. Bruce decided to do it, reasoning that if he couldn't enter the front door of the American studios, he would go to Hong Kong, establish himself there, and come back in through the side door. In the summer of 1971, Bruce left Los Angeles to fly to Hong Kong, then on to Thailand for the making of The Big Boss, later also called Fists of Fury. Although the working conditions were difficult and the production quality substandard to what Bruce was accustomed, The Big Boss was a huge success. In September of 1971, with filming set to commence on the second of the contractual films, Bruce moved his family over to Hong Kong. Fists of Fury, also called Chinese Connection, was an even bigger success than the first film, breaking all-time box office records. Now that Bruce had completed his contract with Golden Harvest and had become a bankable commodity, he could begin to have more input into the quality of his films. For the third film, he formed a partnership with Raymond Cho called Concord Productions. Not only did Bruce write The Way of the Dragon, also called Return of the Dragon, but he directed and produced it as well. Once again, the film broke records and now Hollywood was listening. In the fall of 1972, Bruce began filming The Game of Death, a story he once again envisioned. The filming was interrupted by the culmination of a deal with Warner Bros. To make the first ever Hong Kong American co-production, the deal was facilitated mainly by Bruce's personal relationship with Warner Bros. President Ted Ashley, and by Bruce's success in Hong Kong, it was an exciting moment and a turning point in Hong Kong film industry. The Game of Death was put on hold to make way for the filming of Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon was due to premieres at Hollywood's Chinese Theatre in August of 1973. Unfortunately, Bruce would not live to see the opening of his film. On July 20, 1973, Bruce had a minor headache. He was offered a prescription painkiller called Equagesic. After taking the pill, he went to lie down and lapsed into a coma. He was unable to be revived. Extensive forensic pathology was done to determine the cause of his death, which was not immediately apparent. A 9-day coroner's inquest was held with testimony given by renowned pathologists flown in from around the world. The determination was the Bruce had a hypersensitive reaction to an ingredient in the pain medication that caused a swelling of the fluid on the brain, resulting in a coma and death. The world lost a brilliant star and an evolved human being that day. His spirit remains an inspiration to untold number of people around the world. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you like it.